What's up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music as a musician myself. Today is the return of Risk of Rain 2, although something a little different this time. It says Survivors of the Void. I don't know what that is, but considering that name, I'm going to assume that is a DLC of some kind. The song is called The Face of the Deep, requested by Justin, Remus, and Izilth'zhe. Izilth'zhe. They even told me how to say it, and I still messed it up. Well, the return of Chris Christodoulou, who's seen this channel before. Big fan of Risk of Rain stuff, and still don't know what to expect. This soundtrack is kind of a little on the electronic. I don't even know how to describe it. But the only note that the requester said was sax. And let's go. The Face of the Deep. Sounds a little metal. Oh, we have words. I'll read it later. Oh, this sounds kind of brutal. Okay. First time I hear this kind of style from Risk of Rain. This soundtrack is so wild, so diverse. Kind of sounds a little math rock-ish. Kind of Animals as Leaders a little bit. Don't let me find out that Chris Christodoulou is a fan of Tosin Abasi. I can see that, actually. We already established that he's a Dream Theater fan. I really like the drums. They're like following everything. Woo! Despite sax being one of my favorite instruments, and I love metal as well, I never hear them together. I'm not sure what that is yet. Oh, this is a dual solo? I love legato on the saxophone, dude. Who's playing the sax? Okay, that's a keyboard. Oh, everything is soloing now. Oh my god, there's legato everywhere here. Legato is a flurry of smooth notes. That drum sound is amazing. It sounds entirely improvised. Don't know what they said, but sure. Oh, oh, that is a great rhythm. Holy Dream Theater, bro. Holy crap. Alright. For sure, dude, for sure. That was some big Metropolis vibes right there. Woo! This sounds like Jack White now. From the White Stripes. This is the way he solos. Woo! What the hee-haw? That was nuts. Risk of Rain, mostly, I've mostly heard two. I've heard some one. But two, from what I've heard, seems to be the very experimental one. One was kind of like the catalyst, and two was just like, well, let's just take that idea and just turn it up. Wow. So a lot of interesting things happened here. This was the first time I've heard any sort of like metal sort of chugging or any kind of indication of like a harder rock sound at all. I think I've heard guitars before, but never like, you know, do 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 do. And the drum sounded like a lot more crisp in this song than other ones. It's also been a long time since I've heard Risk of Rain, so it's like the sound is coming back to me. But there was a whole lot of musicianship going on. There was solos from like everything. There was keyboards, obviously saxophone, guitars. There was a lot of emphasis on the electric guitar here, quite a bit. And there was this part where like when they were all battling, I guess, like the solo battle. And I couldn't tell if it was a electric guitar or a keyboard. I'm pretty sure, because I heard the keyboard later and it sounded distinctively different. It was either a keyboard that is meant to sound kind of like a distorted electric guitar, but I think it was an actual electric guitar with just some heavy effects. And I think the effects I heard were kind of specific. I think there was an envelope filter on it. I'm pretty sure there was an octaver or a whammy pedal that was kind of like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was either, there was definitely some octave stuff going on, but also it sounded to me kind of like a wah pedal that was engaged, but not moving, like not going wah wah, but more kind of like stuck in maybe closer towards the top. So instead of like wah, it's like wah. It's just stuck right there. So it sounded like all of these things that made it like super processed, I guess is the way to put it. Which therein lies kind of sounds like a synthesizer in a way. So he kind of basically he made an electric sound like a keyboard, is what I got from that. I could be totally wrong. But either way, there was a lot of experimentation with, you know, knobs, filters, everything. You know, you can tell he has fun in the digital audio workstation. Saxophone, of course. Now the thing about, of course I'm biased towards saxophone. It is my favorite instrument. But there's different, you know, there's a time and a place for everything. And I could safely say in my whole life, I've never heard a saxophone used that way. I've heard it in jazz, I've heard it in hip hop, I've heard it in just about everything. But I've never actually really heard it in like a kind of more heavy environment, let alone with like synth solos. So those are two firsts right there. And it was just, you know, a cacophony of noises. And the saxophone in this one felt more like a speech, more free-form improvisation, just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna put it here, or I'm gonna make notes here, and just kind of like, you know. And it wasn't a melody like per se of do 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 or whatever. It was just like, then it goes away for 5 seconds and you know. So it's a very expressive, maybe one take type of thing, or maybe multiple takes until they got like the right sounding one. But basically, it was like a very free thing, which is dope. And You know, saxophone is probably like in my opinion, the best instrument to do that because it has such an expressive feel. And speaking of feel, we have legato, which was everywhere here. Legato is a musical term that relates to an easy way to think about it is its counterpart, which is staccato. Staccato, think of it as like stuck, right? So instead of notes sounding dot dot dot, legato would be like da-da-da, smoother. So everything here was just like fluid runs, keyboard, guitar, everything. So it just, the whole thing sounded just fluid. A lot of it sounded kind of creepy, kind of Twilight Zone-ish, and wholly Dream Theater. And there's nothing wrong with being compared to, you know, something. Of course, we all come from different backgrounds and stuff, but like this has a lot of Dream Theater in it, like a lot. And I haven't heard much Dream Theater. I've heard maybe in my life like 7 songs or something like that. But I am very much aware of their sound and their abilities and, you know, what they do. This one had a section, I forgot where, but it was towards the end, like when it got kind of heavy. And that sounded a lot like this one section in Metropolis. And I definitely recommend, if you like this stuff minus the saxophone, you should definitely check out the song Metropolis from Dream Theater, especially the live one. There's like, you'll see it like the first result. You'll see it. There's like an orchestra at the bottom. So you got the band on top at the stage, and then you got the orchestra at the bottom because there's so many of them, and then the audience. Watch that one. It's a pretty good video. You'll see the vast musicianship between everybody. Anyways, Risk of Rain continues to do something. I don't know. I was gonna say deliver, but it does something. It's good, but it's so out of the box, and you know, kudos to Chris for coming up with stuff like that, because that does not sound easy to do. Maybe for him, but for me that sounds intimidating. Oh, and I said animals as leaders too. So if you like this kind of stuff, maybe check out Toast and Abasi or Animals as Leaders. I can give you a song. What's that one song? Maybe Song of Solomon, or I forgot the other one. I'm drawing a blank right now. Anyways, awesome. Thank you, Justin, Remus, and Izilth'zhe. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to you for watching. Everyone that you see on screen, I cannot be here without them. I will see you all later. Video game music is great. Peace.